Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube. My name is SeaRaptor, and today we're bringing you a battle report from the bridge of Tier 8 Japanese cruiser, Mogami. As I've been regrinding the Japanese cruiser line, I have been kind of revisiting Mogami. She's had a very long and troubled history in World of Warships, and maybe I'll talk about this somewhere else, maybe on stream or something else. I'll put a link in, a card to the Irian video. I did a video on Irian about last year when she was kind of being tested, and we talked about kind of Kutuzov versus Mogami versus Irian and kind of the history of the original Tier 8 light cruisers in the game. 155 Mogami has long been one of my favorite ships. For a long time, she was my personal damage record holder. She was the first ship I ever remember getting a Kraken in. But she just got hit with a Nerf bat so hard over the years, and the ship has always been challenging to play. She's a huge citadel. But I've been looking forward to getting back to this ship again and just kind of seeing, has she aged well? Has she done decently? And I've been really pleased to say that so far, in my experience, the answer is yes. Now, this game is one of two that I'm going to be highlighting here on Neighbors. I am top tier. This is something I'm a little surprised to see after my Miyoko regrind that was, frankly, anything but top tier. But spawning here on the south side of Neighbors, looking for an opportunity to flex these guns. Now, why take 155 Mogami instead of 203 Mogami? Well, really, it's all about putting more shells down range. This is just a heavy cruiser hull with light cruiser guns. And that's got something to, something to come in for. 40,000 hit points there, you see on the left, that's not too shabby. So, I've always liked this ship, but the gun angles and the torpedo angles take some getting used to, a little challenging to use. You've got to kind of learn how to use your concealment, which is quite good. You see there on the mini-map, 9.5 kilometers detection. You've got to be kind of smart about how you use it. 2 minutes into this game, we can already see we're 5 minutes away from a cyclone, which is not something I'm super excited to see. This is a ship that likes open water and does not like being outspotted, and of course, with a cyclone, pretty much lots of things are going to outspot her. Early going though, I'm like, well, I've got a bit of a destroyer screen out here. Let's push off towards the west and see what happens. This enemy Jervis originally kind of caught in smoke. They put a lot of torpedoes through that smoke. He smoked up to avoid the carrier. I get a really good salvo into him right there, and then the Cossack wipes him out for kill number 1. I'm a little bummed I didn't get the kill, but that's okay. Team got the kill. I contributed. All's well. But you can see how now, this is Helena before Helena was a thing. Helena wasn't in the game, right? 15 shells, 15 6-inch shells going down range is pretty brutal. Very, very brutal. Especially if you're a destroyer. If you're a destroyer, you don't want to run into one of these things where you can get spotted. That is just not something you want to see. Enemy Graf Zeppelin, and this is a double carrier game, by the way. This is not something else you really were excited to see as a Mogami. Your AA is okay. Like, you saw there, I did some damage. I killed a plane. Yay. You're not going to be preventing any strikes against you. But a double CV game is what we have, so we've just got to cross our fingers and hope that our carriers are better than theirs. Or at least better at providing cover. Enemy Gneiss pushing into the center of the map, just now edging into my range. As I'm like, all right, well, that's probably, if I can get some fires onto him, I think he's taking some torpedoes or some bomb damage early. I bet I can get these to stick. But there's a lot of battleships around. You see the Monarch, the Gneisenau, 2 New Mexicos back there. I have to be a little frosty about whose angle, I'm showing what angle to. So right now I'm going to keep pushing west, keeping an eye on this Gneisenau, just keeping an eye on my detection, and making sure that it doesn't show up with a priority target. As soon as somebody starts looking at me, I'm going to have to start playing some games with my rudder and my speed. But in the meantime, I can kind of just keep doing my thing. I'm checking for a torpedo angle there, but I'm not really getting one. You see how amazing, like these 15 shells, a broadside ship, these things have IFHE. Oh, they just do such horrible, horrible things. They light fires all day long. It's so good. I'm wrecking this poor guy's AA. He's burning. I fell in love with this ship before IFHE was ever a thing. She was so much fun even then. Now he slows down here. I'm not sure why he does this, but it does allow me to get a few more salvos in. I don't really have cover here because they can spot me, but I am kind of able to throw them over the edge of this island as we pick up our second fire there. Superstructure burning nicely. Enemy Lexington coming in for a strike on somebody, not really getting much out of it there. We relight that stern fire on the superstructure. The forward superstructure fire still goes. And at this point, I'm just playing games. I really want this kill. He's so close to dead, he might burn out. A few more shells, there we go. 2,500 with at least a couple of fires. I think I'm going to get him. Feels good, man. Feels good. Now, my team has also been playing a pretty good game. Of course, we killed the Jervis. We've now killed the Gneiss. And the Irian in the center of the map also did not make it. We have a 3-ship lead with only 5 minutes played. So very quickly here, we're up on ships. That always feels good. Our friendly Akatsuki on the 1 line is kind of doing something highly inadvisable in a double carrier game, by the way. He's off by himself. No friends, no air cover, only his smoke and his wits to hope that he can survive the experience. I mean, this guy may survive, but I really don't recommend this. Just try not to find yourself in this situation. You won't enjoy it. We finally lose our first ship there now as one of our Akatsukis on the other side in the middle of the map going down. And now I'm like, we're less than a minute from the storm. And most of these ships are 16 to 18 kilometers. Hello, Kagero. Well, hi. How's it going? Cossacks got you lit. I'm here. It's time to be a jerk. He does get some torpedoes into our Bayern on his way out, but we really need to kill this guy. He's showing me a terrible angle. I have only in the narrow portion of his ship there. We still get some damage out of it. He's going to cut back to port just a little bit. Yes, I'll get more shells downrange on him this way. But, nope. Bayern takes care of it before it becomes a problem. So once again, now the storm is going to start in seconds. We're going to start losing our long-range visibility. And now, if you look at this position of the enemy team, right? Most of their battleships are headed they're headed away from us along the sea line. 1 Bayern is coming this way. They have a Lexington. Their Lexington is sitting in the cap circle. And then there's me and this Nagato over here. So I decide, you know, if the spotting range is going to go down, those battleships aren't going to be able to see me except for the Bayern. Let's focus this Bayern out, and we'll just head straight for the cap circle. We might even be able to bag us a Lexington along the way. Like, why not? They can't really, unless some of those battleships turn around, they can't really stop it, and we should be able to have a decent amount of warning because of the Cossack in the middle. We'll be able to pick them up long before they get back here. Our friendly carriers doing the Lord's work there, wiping out one of the enemy destroyers. Our 3-ship lead returns as we start to kind of put some shells downrange and farm this Bayern a little bit. Now, I want to push up the 2-3 line as quick as I can. So I'm trying to hold an angle here where I'm giving him all 3 turrets, but I'm forgoing the stern turrets right now because I want to hold the straight line and get more velocity, get more speed. I want to get there as quickly as I can. So this is a very intentional choice to not be firing the stern turrets. I don't have anything in range to fire them on. I could be, turning my camera view, but there's literally nothing else in range, and I want to push up into this cap quickly, so I'm not wasting time with the angle it'll take me to get my stern turrets into action. Now this guy is firing HE at me, which kind of cracks me up a little bit, but kind of makes sense. German HE has the pen to hurt me, but he's not really going to get big hits. Now that he's low, I am going to turn to port just far enough to get all 15 guns into action here and try and get some shells on him. I mean, he's under 6K now. I really want every opportunity we have, every shell we have to get this guy off the board. As he drops below 2K, I realize he's out, so I come to starboard, start pointing my bow at the cap as I flip my guns to port. And we're going to push up here and get right up on this cap circle. Only 9 minutes have passed in this game, guys. We have 6 kills as a team, and we're on the verge of having ships in their cap circle in a standard battle. Oof. Cyclone's set in now. I can't see anything. We can see where the Lexington is because the Akatsuki's got him spotted, or did until he's smoked up. Apparently the Akatsuki not realizing that, hey, I can't smoke and fire because I'm the one spotting for myself. Pro tip, guys, if you're going to play Destroyer in this game, learn how the smoke mechanics work. You'll do yourself a favor. But in a moment, this Lexington, he's literally like a click, maybe a half a click off my port bow. I'll have him in moments. You can see there on the minimap, he's just about to render, and bam, there he is. Already at 2/3 HP, somebody's gotten some shots into him. And, well, let's add to his misery. Now, this is going to make me a huge target. We get a big salvo there and land a fire, which his auto insta DCP puts out. And I know I'm going to take some torpedoes for this. I'm going to take some carrier damage, but it is completely worth it to me to get this high-value target off the board. I mean, carriers in any kind of battle, if you get the opportunity to do this to them, you take it. You absolutely take the carrier kill. You don't sell your ship to do it, but you absolutely, take the opportunity if you're presented with one like this. He's desperate. He's trying everything he can, but in the end, we're going to bag him. He can't stop it now. He's too low. I'm here. There's torpedoes coming in. There's more shells coming down range. Like, he's not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to stop it all. Now, while I've been doing this, one of the other battleships that was headed east has actually turned around. You see here in front of me, this New Mexico. Now, this is where the match starts to get a little exciting. I'm intentionally cutting back to starboard to bring my port torpedoes into action. I was also willing to eat some of those carrier torps if that's what it took. It would have been better than getting wrecked by this New Mexico all day. I don't want to be point blank with this New Mexico. I need to back off. He may only have, what are they, 12, 14-inch or 14-inch guns, but he'll still citadel the bejesus out of me, and I want no part of this. So we need to back off. I slow down a bit. Again, I'm trying to toggle my speed and throw off his aim, make him overlead me a bit. And I don't know that he did, I don't know that he didn't, but he certainly didn't get those. That wasn't a great salvo. He's got one more salvo coming. Gets nothing really out of that. As he eats a couple of torps, takes 2 floods, plus the fire, plus more shells. So he's double flooding. He's burning. This poor New Mex is dead. You're done, sir. You're done. The Akatsuki, our friendly Akatsuki, has been capping early. We have a 4-ship lead now as the Cyclone rages and nobody can see us. Cyclone at a standard battle can be really dangerous if you get too far away from your cap circle or you find yourself upside down on ships like this because it becomes very difficult to spot whatever it is that's capping you. That's what the Graf Zeppelin is struggling against right now. He could only see that Akatsuki when he was inside about, 3 kilometers, something like that? Aerial spotting in a storm? Whatever it is, it's very low, and you can tell that he's struggling. Now, this New Mexico off my starboard bow is about to come back into range, so we got our guns ready for him. Cossack's leaving him some torpedoes as he runs away. Of course, he doesn't want to be any closer than he has to be. No need for it. I'm just waiting for this New Mexico to render while providing some AA support for my friendly Akatsuki. Mexico should be up. There he is. And so now, we just, turn on the HE hose and start spamming the HE downrange. We're able to pin all of his casemate. Obviously, we're not pinning his belt with these shells, but he's taking a lot of full pin damage anyway. Cossack gets 2 torps into him. He takes a flood. He puts all of that out. And now the Graf Zeppelin has appeared right in front of me. Nowhere to escape to. He can't turn to port. There's an island over there. I'm not even in the cap circle anymore. I don't even care. I'm more focused on kills. We have a 5-ship lead. I'm kind of smelling blood in the water. I'm making some questionable decisions to make sure I'm really getting a lot of damage and maybe some more kills out of this game. But in the Cyclone, there's only a couple ships that can really make me pay for it. Now, I'm in Zeppelin's secondary range, which feels terrible. His secondaries are really good, but I swapped to the AP here now because I'm about to have really, really good shots at this guy. But before I take those shots, we're going to put our torpedoes downrange. I want to make sure we get these off before he damages one of the torpedoes with a secondary shell. Damages a launcher, I mean. AP into the broadside, lots of full pins, even some over pins there. Not getting any of the citadels I was kind of hoping for. I guess maybe his belt is better than I thought. We get full pins there and a Confederate, but it's the torpedoes that finally sink him. That leaves only the enemy Monarch in our cap circle, and, well, just like that, he's out. So a nice, really solid all-around game in Mogami. To me, again, this highlights. I kind of harp on the fact that the Japanese cruisers are kiters, but I think maybe I've been pushing that point a little too hard. It's important to remember that if the situation allows for it or calls for it, you can push, you can be aggressive with these ships. It's just that you can't bank on your torpedoes to save you. That's the key you have to remember. They can be impactful. We saw it here, just what we just watched, but they're absolutely not going to be the thing that bails you out of a bad situation you've managed to work yourself into. So you always have to be cognizant of what's going on around you, the angles you have to other ships, the other ships that could potentially wander into your range or take shots at you when you're trying to work those torpedoes into action in close-range battles. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Stay tuned for more replays and more battle commentary. Otherwise, I'll see you on Twitch. Be safe out there, and I'll catch you next time.